Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Stone House. Saturday. Just going to start right off by saying thank you to everybody that left nice comments last video. It really meant a lot. I can tell you that we read them all. I found it to be quite difficult to reply, but I have read them all and I just really appreciate it. We're doing pretty good. Today, what I plan on doing is more or less getting ready to make the trim. So you know that I bought the machine for making the molding, and we did order the knives. The knives are going to be here next week, which is pretty exciting. I've got all this lumber here. Most of this is just what we would call clear pine. There's some pieces, really long pieces up here that are poplar, and that's also clear, which means no knots. It's just the most ideal lumber to use for trim. But long story short is I need to process this wood and get it cut to size, get it planed to the correct thickness, and then when I get the blades, we'll be ready to go to start making molding. Something that I should show and explain real quick too is that I went to Harbor Freight again. I bought another one of these kits for a dust collection. They're only $70, and I'll tell you, you get a lot of useful stuff in there. I am going to be running a hose from up here on the first floor all the way down to the dust collector, and then I'm going to be able to hook up this machine, and I'm going to be able to hook up my DeWalt planer up here. That's going to be a lot easier for me. But anyways, let's get moving here. We'll get rocking and rolling. This is a really good example of that. I'm learning from past experiences. Take your time with setup and make sure your setup is good and that your setup makes sense. Because then when you actually try to get to work, you can work so much faster and more efficiently. A good setup is seriously the most important part of this sort of work. This is a really long run to go all the way downstairs, but that DeWalt, if you don't know, man, it's got like a blower inside of it that actually blows the chips out. So really, most of the chips are really going to get blown right out of that machine and right into this. Never have too many dust collection pieces, I can tell you that. It comes in pretty handy when you're hooking up random weird things. You can hear it going all the way over to the dust collector too, and that's sucking right up that pipe. So that's good suction. Surprisingly, actually. You can hear it right inside of that joint planer. So that's good. Hopefully, I don't make a huge mess, milling all this lumber. Such an awkward... 14-foot boards are hard to maneuver. Whew. Okay. I did up the math on if making my own molding in this situation was monetarily worth it. And what I found is that I paid about $160 for the pine that I'm using just for the baseboard upstairs. And when looking at Lowe's, if I was to buy clear pine that's similar in size and quality, it was going to cost $900 plus tax. So it's a pretty significant savings doing it the way that I'm doing it, even though I had to buy obviously all the lumber and a tool to make the molding. In the end, it's significantly less. The shark guard has worked flawlessly since setting it up. I don't tend to use the dust collection because the bottom dust collection works pretty good on the saw, but I do really like the shark guard. I love that it makes it so much safer to use. These are those 14 footers that I needed. So that should be all of what I need for the baseboards upstairs. That's pretty cool. I think the next thing I really want to do is just quickly clean the side porch as much as I can. I really need to do that. And then I can bring in the lumber that I need to bring inside. Just get that done with. It's pretty cold outside, but I keep saying that I'm gonna do it and then I don't, so I'm just gonna do it. Cleaning the porch is gonna make a lot of people happy. It'd make my grandpa happy too. I don't think he liked the clutter. This is just bags of trash. That's easy. Some styrofoam and cardboard. I might just start a fire. And then a lot of sheetrock bits and pieces. And the thing I need to get to is all way back in there, piled up. So let's get to work here. I hope you're ready to see this stuff. This is wood that I have not shown on YouTube yet, really, at all. I've had it on the porch for 3 years. So just ask yourself, what could be so cool and so important that I keep it on the porch in my way for 3 years? Let me show you. This is some serious stuff right here. This wide plank flooring came out of a person's stone house. He gave it to me, and he ripped it out and put in new wide plank. And yeah, this stuff is like, you can't buy stuff like this. Well, if you can, I mean, it's expensive. 14 inches. It's different thicknesses because of how it gets walked on over the years. And I'm okay with that. I don't need my floor to be perfectly flat. It's about 12 foot long, 3/4 of an inch thick, if you're wondering. Stay tuned, because at the end of the video, I use this lumber somewhere in the house, and it really turns out amazing. The first thing I really wanted to get done and get out of the way was planing all of this baseboard down to 7/8 of an inch. We decided to go with 7/8 so the baseboard is just a little thicker than what you would normally see. I think an old stone house like this calls for thicker molding. I decided to break out the new machine. I really just need to get more comfortable with it, so I just kind of messed around and just used it as a planer. And I gotta tell you, it worked flawlessly. It took a little bit of a setup to get it going, I guess, but it really worked well. It's so consistent, and the blades in it are just so beefy. I really am enjoying it, and I really feel like I might have made a really good purchase on this machine. I also did receive the cutters for it, so this weekend we are gonna be making molding. You're gonna see some black lines on some of this wood, and what it was is my rollers were sticking. And I kind of did some research, and I think I know why it's doing it. So next time I go to plane, I'm gonna try some new methods. It was really frustrating, I gotta be honest with you, because even though we're painting and I may hand sand all this stuff, it was just kind of annoying to see the black lines all over this amazingly clear pine. But, you know, you just live and you learn, one step at a time. One more cool saying. It's Monday. I've got the day off, so we came up to the house. You guys want to say hi?
Hi. Hi. The floor.
They've all seen the floor, honey. You're the one who hasn't seen it.
Oh, it's cool how you made this.
Yeah, I had to cut that step away just so I could get the subfloor underneath. That step needed to be fixed anyways.
Yeah.
So all of my wood here for the baseboard and this 3.5 inch stuff is pretty much milled and ready to go. Hi.
She screams.
Got your beer?
Yeah.
Open the door.
We're going to be taking a break from the making of the molding stuff, and I think I'm going to focus my attention on this old lumber. We just kind of need to find out exactly what we have and how much we have of it. If I edit that right, I can make it look like I did the whole thing with that. You won't be able to see this on camera, but this stuff has the tightest grain. It's crazy. I'm just saying that the wood smells really good here. It was very nutty and had a buttery smell.
Tell Daddy you're recording him.
I'm recording you.
Okay. I was just thinking I could put some glue in this one, just a little bit.
Don't push the button yet. Don't push it. Just hold it right there.
Do you like this old floor?
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I think it will make the entryway really awesome for how we're going to be trimming all this out.
Just that whole spot's gonna be this one.
Yep, just the middle of the room.
Let's see. Want to show Sissy's work?
I'm working on the embroidery I got for Christmas.
It looks good, honey.
The stems, the leaves.
Yeah.
I just did. Well, it's hard to find. Oh, I just did this part.
Yeah.
Looks good.
How close am I to fitting over there? Oh, never mind. It's like perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
See this piece over here? This one right here? It's really weird. What do you think?
Yeah. Do you know what those lines are?
Huh.
That's where a saw was cutting it.
Oh.
49 and an 8.
Why are you throwing everything on the floor, baby?
What you
She
doing?
realized now that
Listen to a podcast.
was going on inside.
Do you want to show what you're playing?
Having no desire to spend $2
Big
so
fat
foolishly.
pigs squiggled in a
She was on
den.
retreat
With their
when
names.
Beth walked boldly into the
Dude,
room
booed,
beyond.
tooed, and
George
toot, and
followed,
followed.
and Nancy was forced to go along. After paying
Dun 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 dun.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Last piece. Last piece. Oh, I want to point out too. It's exactly 4 3/4 through here.
Nice. You framed it really well then.
I framed it must be good, and each one of these pieces is jointed, and it kind of shows you don't have a slanty piece here.
Mm.
Just give me a second. Just a little.
Tippy tippy. There you go. It looks awesome. Oh, flick on the light.
Oh yeah. Actual better lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's really going to help frame out the entry to the living room to the other room. And it's like, I just really like that there's like the barn beam, and these stairs will be old wood. That's old wood.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of gives you some flow.
Well, it's like our look is a mix of old and new.
Yeah, what did someone call it? They said old looking new. So there are some different thicknesses. Nothing too crazy. And this one teeters, I noticed that. But I'm thinking once I screw it down, it won't do that anymore. That's the only one that does that.
Like it's cupped or something?
Yeah, it's cupping. Just a little bit. But I'm pretty sure, I'm getting it to fold down right there, just my body weight.
Mm.
But yeah, really cool.
So the plan is to use the floor sander?
Yeah. Yep, we'll screw it down really good, peg the screw holes, and then sand it with just the orbital sander. I don't want to put this through my planer. It would toast $60 blades in a matter
Well,
of
you
seconds.
can't plane all of them anyway. Cause
Right, some of them are too wide, but mostly I could plane them. But that would take all that character off.
So you walk down like this, and you can see it all through there. It looks really cool.
Thanks for watching. As always, if you liked it, hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you next time I turn the camera on.